That crunchberry virus is no joke. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Slow News Day Morning Edition. My name is Steve-Poikonen. I'm hanging out here in Central California. I hope you're doing well wherever you are and wherever you're joining us from. A lot to talk about today. Have some horrifying stuff to talk about regarding AI. Rest in peace, Bob Saget. Gonna get into that a little bit. Novak Djokovic, won his appeal there in Australia. Is walking around as kind of a free man. Um, all kinds of stuff going on today. I hope you were able to catch yesterday's show with Monica Perez. That was fantastic. If you missed that, please do go check it out. She was absolutely wonderful. Um, Good talk, man. Good talk. I should run through the business real quick. The QR code up in the corner is the sponsor of the show. That's Matrix Bars. They make a wonderful mushroom chocolate bar, 3.5 grams per yummy, yummy treat. For flavors, get a hold of them on Twitter or Instagram. At Matrix Genetics, MatrixGenetics. Let's see. That's right. I did start the monthly GoFundMe eventually. I forgot to announce it yesterday, of course, when the most people watched the show, because I'm good like that. I do think I have the links in the description. I'll pull it up here real quick. And if you can, please do throw a couple of bucks into that. It helps keep the show running. If you cannot, totally understand. But please do get the link out. We have $100 in it right now. Thank you very much, Rob Judo. Rob Judo is like the reason the show goes every month. That's no bullshit. Um, Rob deserves his own like special place in Slow News Day history. Beside from Resident Wizard, we've got to figure out like a way to, you know, uh, commemorate this, to hook him up with some shit. Um, at any rate, I do want to thank everyone who has helped out the shows to keep the wheels rolling. We love the hell out of you guys. All the regular donate links are up and running. Buy your Tech Ninja Sleepy Josh coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/Bort BORT. Let's see. We have kick-ass t-shirts up at truthclothing.io. There's going to be a promotion coming up. They got limited edition Slow News Day stickers. Please do. Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io. Check them out. Find out what that's all about. Please do mention us whenever you're over there. And thank you to everyone who did buy t-shirts in the months of November and December. You guys rock, dude. And it's nice to know that there's a couple dozen people at the moment walking around with incredibly sharp t-shirts that say, I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. Yeah. Yeah. Good shit. Send pics of you guys in the shirts. For sure. SND show at protonmail.com. I'll stick it in the chatty chat. Faux show. If I can spell and type with one hand. And I think that's just about it for the business. Um, Again, much love to you guys. You fucking rock. Let's go. Let's go right into the weird stuff. Let's get weird first thing in the morning. I asked Sleepy earlier if there was anything that caught his eye, if he could send it over to me. This popped up right away. And so, well, let's jump right into it. It
Headphones are dead.
Okay. Okay. I don't even think they can see you. There's a Sleepy. Uh,
Rob,
okay.
you doing the AI one?
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting Sleepy a microphone today, by the way, so that he can take a more, I don't know.
Direct approach.
Right. So in a segment, I guess we'll introduce as what could possibly go wrong. Who needs Terminators when you have precision clickbait and ultra deep fakes? Hollywood's worst case scenario involving artificial intelligence is familiar as a blockbuster sci-fi film. Machines acquire human-like intelligence, achieving sentience, and invariably turn into evil overlords that attempt to destroy the human race. This narrative capitalizes on our innate fear of technology, a reflection of the profound change that often accompanies new technological developments. I should mention before we even start that the IEEE spectrum is an international standards body. This is, this isn't like just a random blog post. This is essentially, I don't know, not if not governing body, then the academic source or persuasive source for ethics over this kind of shit. However, is Malcolm Murdoch, machine learning engineer, an author of the 2019 novel The Quantum Price, puts it, AI doesn't have to be sentient to kill us all. There are plenty of other scenarios that will wipe us out before sentient AI becomes a problem. Isn't that fascinating? Please stop that, dog. Please stop that. It's so loud. It's so loud. Stop it. Woof. We're entering dangerous and uncharted territory. With the rise of surveillance and tracking through data, we have almost no understanding of the potential implications. Andrew Lone at Georgetown University. In interviews with AI experts, IEEE Spectrum has uncovered 6 real-world AI worst-case scenarios that are far more mundane than those depicted in the movies, but they're no less dystopian. Most don't require a malevolent dictator to bring them to full fruition. Rather, they could simply happen by default, unfolding organically. That is, if nothing is done to stop them. To prevent these worst case scenarios, we must abandon our pop culture notions of AI and get serious about its unintended consequences. This is really in line with so much reporting that we've had from our friends over at Last American Vagabond and Unlimited Hangout, Corey Morningstar and Vanessa Beeley. There are a lot of people that have commented on the tech sector and on the fourth industrial revolution. Certainly on this show, we've said that they don't have to walk up one day and announce that the new world order is here, or that you have suddenly become, banned by law from eating meat or going to this place or being able to access this account or doing this thing. It'll just be a banal technological simple fucking line of code or a push of a button, a couple of clicks. All you have to do is price someone out of existing outside of the system, existing in a way that isn't inherently and totally, completely dependent on the system. So let's jump back into the article here. Unnecessary tragedy may strike if we allow fiction to define our reality, but what choice is there when we can't tell the difference between what's real and what's false in the digital world? In a terrifying scenario, the rise of deep fakes and text generated with advanced machine learning tools may someday lead national security decision makers to make real world action based on false information. Good golly, can't imagine a world in which real world action would be taken by our national security our national security decision makers on the back of false information. However, I can see it scaling up. The essentially most of the problems that I have with and surrounding AI is that it just massively scales up all of the worst aspects of what human beings are capable of. Although Sleepy did find a really weird, potentially cool, totally fucking creepy thing that we'll talk about later this week. So Andrew Lone, senior fellow at Georgetown's University's Center for Security and Emerging Technology, says AI-enabled systems are now capable of generating disinformation at large scales. By producing greater volumes and variety of fake messages, these systems can obfuscate their true nature and optimize for success, improving their desired impact over time. The mere notion of deepfakes amid a crisis might also cause leaders to hesitate to act if the validity of information cannot be confirmed in a timely manner. Deepfakes compromise our trust in information streams by default. You being, I don't know, man. I would say that just being a part of the national security apparatus would make one lose trust in you by default. But I guess that's not I don't know. It seems like that's the default setting for everyone. When it comes to AI and national security, speed is both the point and the problem. Since AI-enabled systems confer greater speed benefits on its users, the first countries to develop military applications will gain a strategic advantage. But what design principles might be sacrificed in the process? This is something that we've talked about a lot, especially in regard to that National Security Council on Artificial Intelligence document that we went through extensively. Things could unravel from the tiniest flaws in the system and be exploited by hackers. Start off as an innocuous single point of failure that makes all communications go dark, causing people to panic and economic activity to come to a standstill. Persistent lack of information followed by other miscalculations might lead to a situation to spiral out of control. Okay. International Peace Institute in Stockholm. Vincent Bullinen says major catastrophes can occur when major powers cut corners in order to win the advantage of getting there first. If one country prioritizes speed over safety, testing, or human oversight, it'll be a dangerous race to the bottom. I cannot think of anything analogous to that is going on in real time that we have a number of clips to kind of underscore the irony of this bit when we get over to the rock thing. Number 3, the end of privacy and free will. You guys having fun yet? I'm just checking. I mean, this is kind of wild. Kind of wild. Insane shit that we're discussing. Oh, hey, what up, man? Yes, Barbara Bartleson, Gomez is a Casa Chateau, a Chateau de Balderson, doggy dog. With every digital action, we produce new data, emails, text downloads, purchases, posts, selfies, and GPS locations. By allowing companies and governments to have unrestricted access to this data, we are handing over the tools of surveillance and control. This is why we encourage anonymity at all times, whenever humanly possible on the internet. With the addition of facial rec, biometrics, genomic data, AI-enabled predictive analysis, and pre-crime, Lone of CSET worries we're entering dangerous and uncharted territory. With the rise of surveillance and tracking through data, we have almost no understanding of the potential implications. Maybe that was a decent Freudian slip there. Michael C. Horowitz, director of Perry Worldhouse in the University of Pennsylvania, warns about the logic of AI and what it means for domestic repression. In the past, the ability of autocrats to repress their populations relied upon a large group of soldiers, some of whom may side with society and carry out a coup d'etat. AI could replace these kinds of restraints. Yeah, okay, but so does ensuring compliance at all levels by force inoculation upon entry and the weeding out of the people who are naturally inclined to have any sort of respect for their own bodily autonomy. There are lots of ways to break somebody. I'm just saying, it's not necessarily limited to this. Um, Power of data, once controlled and analyzed, extends far beyond the functions of monitoring and surveillance to allow for predictive control. Today, AI-enabled systems predict what products will purchase, what entertainment we'll watch, and what links we'll click. When these platforms know us far better than we know ourselves, we may not notice the slow creep that robs us of our free will and subjects us to the control of external forces. All of this sounds incredibly familiar. And this is just a great graphic right here. It really is. Oh, the human Skinner box. The ability of children to delay immediate gratification to wait for the second marshmallow was once considered a major predictor of success in life. Soon, even the second marshmallow kids will succumb to the tantalizing condition of the engagement-based algorithms. Social media users have become rats in lab experience, living in human Skinner boxes, glued to the screens of their smartphones, compelled to sacrifice more precious time and attention to platforms that profit from it at their expense. If it's a free service, you are the product. Free service. If it's a free service, you are the product. Helen Toner of CSET says that algorithms are optimized to keep users on the platform as long as possible by offering rewards in the forms of likes, comments, and follows. Malcolm Murdoch explains the algorithms short circuit the way our brain works, making our next bit of engagement irresistible. We talked about this, man. We've talked about this. This is trading the way that you get good feelings through oxytocin, serotonin, things like that, trading it for dopamine. And dopamine is a good sensation that you almost always have to pay for. Always costs you something. For whether it's your cable bill, internet bill, or whatever, your fucking streaming services, whatever drugs you take, that's where your dopamine comes from. And that costs you money. Oxytocin and serotonin don't cost you anything. It's what you get from hugging people. It's what you get from going for endorphins. It's what you get from going for a run, working out, shit like that, dude. Stuff that's free, connecting with nature, petting your fucking dog, which, okay, is, does cost money and food and shit, but, significantly less. Anyway, that kind of stuff. This is about disconnecting you from nature. It's about the complete commodification of nature. Cory Morningstar's frame the fourth industrial revolution and the Great Reset accurately. Every day, the tyranny of AI design. Every day we turn more of our daily lives to AI-enabled machines. This is problematic since, as Horowitz observes, we have yet to fully wrap our heads around the problem of bias in AI. Even with the best intentions, the design of AI-enabled systems, both the training data and the mathematical models, reflects the narrow experiences and interests of the biased people who program them, and we all have our biases. As a result, Lydia Kostopoulos, really, Senior Vice President of Emerging Tech Insights at Clearwater, Florida-based IT security company KnowBe4, suggests that many AI-enabled systems fail to take into account the diverse experiences and the characteristics of different people. Even before the rise of AI, the design of common objects in our daily lives have often created to cater to a particular type of person. For example, studies have shown that cars, handheld tools, including cell phones, and even the temperature settings in office environments have often been established to suit the average sized man, putting people of various sizes and body types, including women, at a major disadvantage, sometimes at greater risk to their lives. Whole different conversation. Fear of AI robs humanity of its benefits. Okay, and I agree. But also, Since today's AI runs on data sets, advanced statistical models, and predictive algorithms, the process of building machine intelligence ultimately centers around mathematics. In that spirit, linear algebra can do insanely powerful things if we're not careful. But what if people become so afraid of AI that governments regulate it in ways that rob humanity of AI's many benefits? For example, DeepMind's AlphaFold program achieved a major breakthrough in predicting how amino acids fold into proteins, making it possible for scientists to identify the structure of 98.5% of human proteins. This milestone will provide a fruitful foundation for the rapid advancement of the life sciences. Consider the benefits of improved communication and cross-cultural understanding made possible by seamlessly translating across any combination of human languages or the use of AI-enabled systems to identify new treatments and cures for disease. Knee-jerk regulatory actions by government to protect against AI's worst-case scenarios could also backfire and produce their own unintended negative consequences, in which we become so scared of the power of this tremendous technology that we resist harnessing it for the actual good it can do in the world. It's coming, whether anybody, wants it to or not. It's coming. It's here. It's staying. It's not going to go away anymore. I don't think so. Not without a completely different kind of great reset that eliminates the power grid entirely. All right, I guess, okay, here's my thing about it. On a long enough timeline, as AI predicts and is responsible for more and more mundane decisions that individuals make in in any size space, along with the decisions that affect the operational procedural level of corporations, day-to-day business, things like that. As that increases, the reality that regardless of what your faith is, we're living in a simulation increases. I agree, sir. And I do subscribe to your newsletter. So, yes, another worldview is possible, Brother Ian. Almost sounds like a technocratic totalitarian panopticon dystopia. Yeah. Which is too long of a name for a black metal band. It really is. I saw a thing in like The Onion that was like, there's a confused black metal band because he's not entirely sure if he should support this group because no one in it has been charged with murder. So that's, I guess that's the feel good story of the morning. I would like to remind everyone that, yeah, I know. It sometimes reads, sometimes it's good habit. I would like to remind everyone that Nancy Pelosi is a crazy drunk broad who is now apparently like in the phase of, I don't know, her twilight years where she's painting her eyebrows like a pissed off chola. Let's take a look and a listen. Yeah. Let me set that up a little bit better there. All right.
What the Republicans are doing across the country is really a legislative continuation of what they did on January 6th, which is to undermine our democracy, to undermine the integrity of our elections, to undermine the voting power, which is the essence of a democracy. What the Republicans are doing.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear that again. I do. She's talking, of course, about Republicans, I guess, trying to run for office. We're going into midterm season, so look at that, though. Look at that. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like she went to a fucking the face paint booth with her grandniece, and her grandniece got a kitty cat painted on her face. So Nancy Pelosi needed to have a kitty cat painted on her face too, and the kitty cat's ears went right above her, giant fucking lizard eyes, and she forgot, she just left the outline up. She was like, fuck it, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna play that word salad one more time because I want to try and understand what she's talking about.
Doing across the country is really a legislative continuation of what they did on January 6th, which is to undermine our democracy, to undermine the integrity of our elections, to undermine the voting power, which is the essence of a democracy. But the Republicans are
So this crazy broad doesn't care about democracy in the first place. She just got insider trading secured for her and her husband legislatively. Do you think that that's something that the demos small d supported? Anyone? Anyone? Cartoon. It's a fucking cartoon. I feel like because I don't have a bootleg of Bob Saget's last live performance before we go over to the Rockfin, because I'm pretty sure I'm out of YouTube friendly stories. Yep, out of YouTube friendly stories. I think. Oh no, we can do. I guess we can do the Fed thing. Oh, we'll do that over on Rockfin too. I've got a little bit of footage of a recent live Bob Saget appearance where I think he got to cut up a little bit. So I'm gonna play some of that. This is Bob Saget, Robert Kelly, Ari Shafir, Rich Voss, and I think at some point Miss Pat. But let's.
That is a detail of parenthood no one tells you. Is that a regular thing?
Dude, I'll tell you, people don't know this. And you guys better get your shit. I want a baby. I want a baby. You better have a fucking good gag reflex. Because they get hemorrhoids, little nuggets, because they push.
Nuggets.
And most women shit. She shit her pants?
What?
I shit and
Yeah,
piss.
she shit. They shit
What?
when they give birth.
They're gonna introduce Bob Saget. There we go.
What's up, baby?
Awesome as Pat, everybody.
It's gonna come up. You're in my wheelhouse.
You were
so I
in
had
a
to come
family.
up.
You had the full house thing. Did she shit her pants?
No, people on the show never did. The woman that played my mother did, but then she passed away.
It wasn't HD.
That was Doris Roberts. She was also Ray Romano's mother, and then she shit her pants, so they had to let her go. But she's not alive, so a moment of silence for Doris Roberts. You were mentioning hemorrhoids, and I went, I don't want to interrupt this, but that's kind of my cue.
You have them? I have them.
I have them from lifting is what where'd you get them from?
Shitting excessively for years.
I'm gonna tell you, he was at my house one day, slept over. He was. She's what's up, baby? She's late.
I'm supposed to be, bitch. I'm black.
Yeah.
Is there? Did you just get to be as late as you want because you're black, or is there some sort of limit?
No, you know I'm never fucking late, but my Falcons beat them fucking Saints, so fuck y'all. So I was getting out the shower, ironing my underwear because I ran out of drawers because I've been on the road too long. And
they have stores.
Instead of cleaning them, you're just ironing them.
No, I washed the seat out.
I love this shit, dude. I love this.
No.
So look, I'm gonna drop the link to this. Everyone has multiple opinions on Bob Saget. I've seen the dude in this environment, and he's fucking hysterical. Just absolutely hysterical. There, yeah. I don't know how Bob Saget died. I don't. There's gonna be all kinds of speculation. Everyone, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There was a tweet, like he was making a joke about being in line at the pharmacist to get a booster and something like that, and then there was a punchline that went a different direction. But I don't know. I don't know. The link to the Rockfin is in the YouTube chat now. Click on that. You don't have to have a Rockfin account to watch this here live stream. If you want to participate in the chat, then you can make your free Rockfin account. If you love what we do, you can endorse the show. It's $9.99 a month. You get all of the paywalled content on the network. And it's a great way to support your favorite content creators. Yes. Yes. The Norm Macdonald roast of Bob Saget. I'll throw you down a well and murder you. Yeah. Bob Saget's face looks like a cauliflower. Gonna go ahead and kick off the YouTubes. I love you guys. We'll see you over on the Rockfin or Odyssey or anywhere else that we stream where we're allowed to think critically and talk about it. We love you. We will see you tomorrow.